All right. Hope everyone can hear me and see me. Right. All right. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Prashant Subramanian, and I am the president of the Coimbatore Management Association, the CMA, which is affiliated to the IMA, the All India Management Association. One of the most standout features of the CMA is our Monday Musings, which is a program that runs every week for the past several years. In fact, today we are on edition number 339. And this has been one of the most successful programs in CMA, and we've featured a whole range of thought leaders from various backgrounds, diverse fields of expertise, and every one of them has been a standout success. But as they say, you need to keep improving and going ahead. And I think we can't hope for a better speaker than our speaker today, which is RAJYOGINI Dr. B.K. Sunita Didi. Good evening, Dr. Sunita Didi. Namaste and welcome once again to the Coimbatore Management Association's Monday Musings. It is our privilege and pleasure to have you with us today. Let me also take this chance to welcome all our CMA MC members, student chapter members, as well as students, along with the wide audience that RAJYOGINI Dr. Sunita Didi attracts from all over the world. We have people watching on Zoom as well as on YouTube because of the number of people that are anticipated to tune in. And we will also be fielding questions from both the channels. So moving on to the topic for today, it is unlocking the power of positive thoughts. So why is this more relevant than ever today? Because I think it need not, I don't think we need to talk anything about the situation that we are all going through, the whole world is going through. But I think more than medicines, more than any science, I think what we really read now is peace at heart, peace with ourselves, and the ability to think in a positive way. Because I think that is probably the right and the true medicine that will help us to tide over not just the health problems that the current situation is put into, but more importantly, the mental stress and the burden that it is put on almost every one of us, regardless of whether we are an entrepreneur or a working professional, a student, a teacher, or just someone at home. It doesn't matter. We've all been facing unprecedented, to use a cliche once again, unprecedented is probably the right way to describe it. So what would we want to really do today? We really want to take responsibility for our own happiness, and that can happen only with us. And once again, who better to talk to us about this than RAJYOGINI Dr. B.K. Sunita Didi. Let me give you a brief overview of this multifaceted and highly experienced as well as educated personality. Dr. Sunita Didi was born in 1969 in a business family in Mumbai, and she has evolved a very, very powerful personal vision to bring science, psychology, and spirituality together in the service of developing world sovereigns through self-sovereignty. Dr. B.K. Sunita Devi is a holder of a PhD degree in spirituality in management, which she did after completing her MBA, an executive MBA program at the Southern Adventist University in the USA, Tennessee in the US. One of her most profound accomplishments, I think, is with as being a member of the Brahma Kumaris. Since 40 years, she's been a life member of its media wing, and presently, Dr. B.K. Sunita Didi is a senior Raja Yoga teacher at the Shantivan, which is the Brahma Kumaris headquarters on Abu Road, Mumbai. If I were to talk about her various awards and accolades, it would probably occupy the entire duration of the session today, but I will try my best to talk about a few of them, and hopefully that gives you a sense of the personality that we have to join us today. Starting with the award in human values in profession in 2008 in Noida, or the Best Concept Academy Award in 2014 as a director. Remember, I told you about being a multifaceted personality direction. director of a 13-episode documentary talk show in Hindi known as a Naritva Darshan. Among other awards, the Amazing Speaker Award, the Outstanding Speaker Award, and Distinguished Spiritual Entrepreneur Award, awards in the US, awards in India, the Pride of the City Award for Surat, Femina Woman Super Achiever Award, an Exceptional Woman of Excellence Award, an Ambassador for Peace Award, a Leader with a Purpose Award, Achiever Award, and the number of awards just keeps going on. In fact, I am very proud and happy to have the privilege to announce, probably for the first time, the reception of 2 awards by Dr. Sunita Didi, which is the Exceptional Global Spiritual Doctor Award given by the IMA, along with the Association of Physicians of Gujarat and the Association of Physicians of Surat. This was handed over on the 10th of October on the occasion of the World Mental Health Day. And along with that, she's also received another award, which is the Unparalleled Emotional Healer Award on the occasion of the World Mental Health Day. This again was by the Indian Medical Association, the IMA, which, as you know, is the apex body for medical education and for the medical profession, rather, in India. Let me go on to some of her other accomplishments. You might think spirituality is far removed from corporate life. In fact, it's not. And Dr. Sunita Didi shows us how. Name any of the top corporations in India, be it Reliance, be it L&T, IOC, the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation, SR Industries, Tata Group, German Remedies, NTPC, Asian Paints. I think it's probably easier to look at the top, stock exchange leaders, and then list out the number of corporates that Dr. Sunita Didi has been able to train, has been able to give sessions to, and not just corporate world. Just like the CMA, she has a very, very distinguished presence in the academic space as well. And I think it reads just like a who's who of the Indian academia, including the XLRI, the Prestige, the Vishesh, the Amity, MIT, GMA, all the management associations in the country, most of the management associations in the country, IITs, or the TNAI, the list goes on. And again, please recollect what I said, multifaceted personality. So it's just not spiritual and training for corporates as well as for academia. She's directed, and she's also written a book on the key to unlock exam stress, which is again being published in various articles in the international journals as well. She's also been invited as an honorary guest speaker as well as a chief guest or a keynote speaker in various international conferences and various groups such as the Rotary, the Lions, or the Giants on various occasions. Dr. Sunita Didi has also toured a lot of places across the world, including obviously India, the UK, USA, Canada, Singapore, Mauritius, and Dubai. And I think having said enough about the accomplishments, I think it's also important to understand Dr. Sunita Didi as a person, and she is known for her engaging, high energy style, a very practical wisdom, a sense of humor, and an ability to make learning fun. I think truly qualities that really make her stand out from the rest. And that's what she really helps people to feel positive vibrations as well as a positive attitude that can profoundly impact our life. Doubtless, she's a very popular personality and always visible on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Dr. Sunita Didi, I tried my best. I hope I could do justice to the range of accomplishments and achievements that you have done, and you will continue to do so. Thank you so much once again for being part of our audience today and being with CMA today. I would also like to introduce another distinguished person, Mr. Ramesh Kumar, who is one of the past presidents of the Coimbatore Management Association, a veteran banker, a guide to a lot of entrepreneurs in this part of the country, and who's also today an entrepreneur in his own right, providing high quality financial services and consulting to HNIs in and around this region. Mr. Ramesh would be the moderator for the session today, and he will collate the various questions between the YouTube as well as the Zoom channels. But that is enough of introduction from me. I think let's go on to the person we are all waiting to hear for, RAJYOGINI, Dr. Sunita Didi. Welcome once again, and please enlighten us with your thoughts today. Dr. Sunita Didi?
Okay, so you want me to start?
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Sunita.
Om Shanti. And a very good evening to all of you. First of all, let me thank our Supreme Father who has, given us this blessing today to be here. And also thank Mr. Ramesh Kumar ji, with whom, we have been in touch since more than 4 years now. And finally, with his powerful, determined thought, this program is now online. And I also thank the president of CMA, Prashantji, as well as Krishna Kumarji, to have organized this program, and all of you, all the CMA members, as well as all the students, the faculties associated with CMA, and all those who are YouTube and Zoom. Thank you so much for joining and being with us. And with that, I also thank Corona, because it has been because of Corona that we are online today. It is because of Corona that we have realized that up till now, before Corona, we were only going through our life. But what is growing through life? This is the lesson that we are learning from Corona. And in order to grow through life, rather than just going through life, what is required is to unlock the power of positive thoughts. So thanks to Corona to have given us this time, the isolation period, the lockdown period, so that we can lock down everything that is outside. All the energies that were flowing out towards, going through the life, towards enjoying only the standard of living, and unlocking all that is which is essential for growing through life. And that which is essential for growing through life is our positive thinking, which is within us. It is not which is outside us. It's not the standard of living, but it is the standard of life which is, inside us, which defines our originality, which defines our identity. And so we need to unlock that. Up till now, because of that growing greed of accumulating and hoarding, all the things and everything that we see outside for the comforts of our life, to win the rat race and to be ahead in competition because of the comparison with others and all, what we have been doing is we have been focusing our energy on the things that are outside. And therefore, we had kept this valuable treasure that identified our identity, into a locker, which we never had time to even look at it, forget to open it. We did not even have time to look at it. Today we say that everything is, revolving around that one letter word, and that is the I. We have the iPhone, we have the iPad, we have everything. I pay, I do, I that, it's all around I. And yes, this is the I that is actually also there, which is looking after our own, this body, the health of the body. This is the I which is taking care of the relationships. This is the I which is taking care of all the work that we are doing. This is the I which is also taking care of the environment that is there outside. But yet, we are not in the awareness of that real I. We are only, because we are focused outside, our energy is focused outside, so we are only revolving on the other I, the I that is the ego. And this, the humble I, which is there inside us, which is there within us, that inner consciousness, that is our true identity, that was as though kept in a locker. And so today, we are there to unlock that power of the I, and that power of the I is nothing but the positive thoughts. Because, our original identity is that we are positive. How much we see that, throughout the whole day, we work so hard, but at the end of the day, all of us, how much we seek that we get just a moment of peace. We just wait for someone to smile at us, our loved ones. If they don't give us a smile, how do we feel? Yes. So how much we wait for that sweet little smile from our loved ones, how much we wait to experience that inner happiness that we, seek so long. Throughout the day, we are working hard for what? To gain that happiness, that peace. How much we want that we get a very peaceful sleep at night. Now, all these things we want, but we are forgetting that they are there inside us. They are not outside. We are wanting them from other people. We are wanting them from the things that are around, from the environment that is around. But actually, they are inside us. So we have kept them in a locker inside. So let us unlock that locker and understand and realize the true power of that treasures that are there within us. So it is our thoughts that have very, very immense, deep impact upon whatever we say, whatever we do, however we behave. It has an impact on our body. It has an impact on the relationships. It has the impact on the environment around us. And therefore, we say that we do not like this person. There are some very different vibes from that person, or we like this person because there are so many good vibes from this person. So because these thoughts, they radiate in the form of vibrations, and that vibrations surround us in the form of aura. And sometimes when we create negative thoughts because of all the negativity that we see outside, and because we are focused everything on the outside, our energy, our attention is focused on the outside. So it is said that wherever the attention goes, energy flows. So because our attention is outside, so all our energy is flowing outside. And so what is there outside? And today we are seeing everything that is negative outside. And because we are also focused outside, we are actually being affected by that negativity. And we are taking that negativity inside us. And because we are taking that negativity which is outside, but because we are repeatedly focusing upon that, so that actually enters into our mind. And because it enters into our mind becomes emotionally very weak, and therefore then we say, oh, today I'm feeling very bad. Today I'm feeling very low, And then if anybody says something, I'm feeling very hurt. Why did that person say that? Or maybe you think about the past and you say, hope I shouldn't have done like this in the past. Or about in the future, tomorrow, what is going to happen because of this corona? What if the vaccine does not turn out? And even if it comes, will I be able to get it? Or what before that if my loved ones are not there? So all these types of questions of uncertainty, questions of fear, of anxiety, all this negativity, it's like we have made it so natural, and we have made it these negativity as though they are at our home. So we are saying that positivity, to think positive, oh, it's so very difficult. So actually now today, what we are going to do is we are going to unlock that treasure of positive thoughts and see at the end of this session that positivity is something very, very easy and it is possible. Why? Because we will realize that positivity is not outside, but it is inside. It is my original nature. It is my original identity. And when I create that positive thought, that my identity is positive, the moment I create this thought inside me that my identity is positive, I automatically start creating high vibration. And I automatically start, it first affects my feelings. So I automatically start feeling to be very positive. And when I start feeling to be very positive, then there is another faculty inside me in my inner consciousness, and that is my intellect, which is the third eye, of the wisdom. So this third eye of wisdom, the intellect, it starts visualizing whatever I start feeling. So once I start feeling that yes, I am very positive, then my intellect also takes a decision. I choose to be positive, as Prashant ji said, that responsibility is happiness is our responsibility. So we are being responsible to be happy. That means that I do not blame for my worries, for my unhappiness, for my depression to anybody or anything outside. I take the responsibility that yes, if at all I am unhappy, it is because I am creating those unhappy thoughts. If I am happy, because I am creating those positive thoughts. So this I, the humble I which is there inside, which is real me. So when I'm in that consciousness of my higher consciousness of I, then I start realizing that the original identity of this I is that I'm very peaceful, I am very pure, I'm very blissful, I'm very powerful, and this is my original quality. And when this is my original quality, that means, any product that you have, any original quality of a product means that it is going to stay long. It's not that, when a person is selling a product and says, oh, this is of a very good quality, and when after you purchase it and you find it, oh, that, whatever was said was not there, that means that product actually is not having that quality, that original quality is not there. So also when I say that I am positive, but when in behavior, I'm being very negative and I blame the situations outside, that it is because of them that I'm being negative. When I say that, otherwise I do not say lie. I'm a very truthful person and I like to be very honest. But, it was something out of compulsion, or maybe because of that other person behave like that, so I had to tell a lie. So when I blame the other person for my state of quality, then that means that is not my quality. So what is my quality? My quality is the one which is my original, and the original means that it stays there permanently with me, right? So I have a great big guarantee for that quality. And that quality, which is my original, is peace, bliss, positivity, that I need to realize, I need to understand. And the other layers that I have put, above those things, or maybe you can say, which I have locked it into the locker, these original qualities. Now I need to only open that locker. And the secret key to open this locker of my originality is very, very simple key. It's not at all complicated. It's very simple. And that simple key is in spirituality. The spirituality is coming from the word spirit. So I understand that I am the spirit, and that is the key to my original quality. That I'm not this body, this physical body, but I'm a spirit who is the master of this physical body. As soon as I get this realization, that I'm not this body, but I am a spirit ruling over this body. So I'm detached from this body. Then I understand, yes, this is me, that my peace is inside me. I am peaceful. Because when I'm in the consciousness of this body, and with these eyes, when I'm seeing all the scenes that are coming in front of me, then I get into the trap of the negativity. But as soon as I detach myself from this body and I see myself as a spirit, a soul here, and then I realize, and then I can feel my originality which is there within me. And the more I'm detached from this body, and the more I'm into the consciousness of the spirit that I am this soul, continuous repetition of that consciousness will actually allow that originality to come up. The layer which was very much, gone down, is now it will come up. Why? Because now my energy is fully focused inside here. Earlier, what I was doing was my energy, because of being in this consciousness of the body, my energy was entirely being focused on that which is outside the body. What I'm seeing through these eyes, either on the body or related to the body. What is related to my body is the family members, the other people around, the things which are connected with the body. Now, all these things, I do not say that they are not required. Of course, for the sustenance of this body, all these are required. But to be in the consciousness of that, to just brood over all these things, to hoard them, that is not required. Right? So, what is required is to be in the consciousness of who I am, who is using them. Right? If I'm in the consciousness that I am the master using these things, then I will use them with my original qualities. It's just like if you are in the company and you are the director of the company, right? Or maybe this association, and you are in some of role in this association. Maybe Prasanji is the president of this association. Now, sitting in the chair of the president, what he will see is, because of he is in the consciousness that he is the president of the organization, he is aware of all the terms and conditions of all the rules and policies of the organization, and whatever decision he has to take, he will be taking, in those limitations, or those boundaries, isn't it? So that he can reach to the goal, he can achieve the goal of the organization. So, because he is in the consciousness that he is the president of the organization, now he goes to his home and he has the consciousness that he is the father of his children, he's the husband of his wife. So, there the consciousness is different. And then again, because of the difference in the consciousness, again, the policies, the rules, and everything changes. And then again, his decisions are based on those policies, those rules, whatever are there in the family, and accordingly, the decision will be. So, based on what consciousness you are in, you take a decision confined to your rules and confined to the goals that you want to achieve in your life. Similarly, when we are in the consciousness of this body, this physical body, then what happens? Then all that is, the rules of this body consciousness, they will emerge. And what is that rule? That I am a female, you are a male, I am this, you are that, or maybe the color, the religion, or the position, and all these. And in those boundaries, when we are there, then competition, comparison, jealousy, negativity, all types of negativity, anger, because I'm big, you are small, all those things, they come. So those are the qualities of this body consciousness. And these are things which are actually driving us into negativity. But as soon as we realize that we are not this body, but I'm a soul in this body, then what are the principles, guiding principles, or the rules or the policies of the soul consciousness? That we all souls are the children of one God Father, and therefore we all souls are brothers and sisters. And so we have that attitude that we all the souls in the world, we are one family all together. So then there is no differences that you are Hindu and Muslim, you are this or that. We all have one religion, and that religion is peace. That religion is purity. That religion is positivity. And we all have one Father, and that Father is God Father, who is the ocean of peace, who is the ocean of love, who is the ocean of bliss, who is the ocean of all powers, right? So we go into that unlimited attitude. We step beyond the limitations of the body into that unlimited feelings. And that unlimited feelings actually enhances our positivity. It makes us generous being. It increases our attitude of giving rather than taking. Because when we are in this consciousness of the body, we just want and want and want for the betterment of this physical body, for the comfort of this physical body, and we are never satisfied. If we have a very good, say, flat, when we are comparing with our friends who are having a bungalow, then we have a thought, oh, even I should have a bungalow. If we are having a very good car, maybe, and when we are seeing our friends, they are having BMW, then, oh, even I should have that BMW, right? So that comparison, that competition and everything, that leads to greed and ego, anger, and all those negativity. But when we are in the consciousness that I'm a soul, as soon as I'm in this consciousness that I'm a soul, then this soul, the form is so minute, it's just a point of light which is imperishable. And the soul, the quality of the soul, the originality of the soul is that I am peace. This is my quality. So then there is no greed because I am peaceful, I am satisfied, I am contented. Then I have abundance. Then I don't say I do not have this, I do not have that, I want this. No. Then I say that I have abundance of everything. And actually, if we see, then this spiritual being that I am, this spiritual consciousness, this is the actual mindset, which is the root of everything. And when this mindset of spirituality, of values that we possess, these are the roots. And if we are grounded in these roots, then whatever is outside, based on this body consciousness, they are only the expansion of the tree, the leaves and the flowers and the fruits, which they are follow from this roots, the seed, and in this roots, the seed is our thoughts. The thoughts are like the seed. So the seed is created in our mind. Here, the spirit has three faculties: the mind, the intellect, and whatever we decide in the intellect, we repeatedly do, that creates an impression here inside us in the form of sanskar. Right? So these sanskar of goodness, these sanskar of benevolence, these sanskar of giving, these sanskar of helping others, these sanskar of being at service of others, these sanskars of being generous towards others, these sanskars of solving the situations with peace rather than, in being problem oriented, finding solutions. All these sanskars are created with these positive thoughts that we create in our mind, and the intellect choosing to work upon those positive thoughts repeatedly. So when the intellect chooses to work upon those thoughts repeatedly, then we create those sanskars inside. And in this inner world of our mind, intellect, sanskar, which we can say as MIS, the management information system, which is there inside. And if we are having full control here inside, then the management information system, which is outside, is automatically in control. But today what we are doing is, we are trying to control that MIS outside without MIS inside being in control. And therefore we find that we are never, having anything in control. So the power of positive thoughts is that we have control on our mind. And when we have control on our mind, which we say it's like a wild horse and it is just running wild, but actually the reins of this wild horse is the intellect. So if we catch that rein, of the wild horse into our hand, and if we hold it very tightly, that is, if we use the intellect very wisely to choose what we want to choose peace, to choose the right attitude, to choose the positive attitude, then automatically our mind is in control. So because when we choose this, then our subconscious mind is trained to think positively. Then we won't say, whenever there is any situation which is negative, we won't say, why me? Because this attitude of why me is something which actually starts, creating negative thoughts inside us. It stops our power of creating positive thoughts. It blocks our power of positive thoughts. So instead of saying, why me? We should say, wow, me. I remember this Arthur Ashe, who was a tennis player, very top tennis player. And he always used to win in his games and win cups. Now, what happened was one day he was affected with a fatal disease, which was very disheartening. And all his fans, they were also feeling bad, and they started sending letters of sympathy to him that we are feeling so sorry for you. And why does God has to do this with you only? Why you? And so he replied to them in his letters, and he said that, do you all know that there are 50 million people, children who actually love tennis? And there are about 5 million who actually take the coaching for tennis. And out of these 5 million, there are 10% of these 5 million who actually they learn professional tennis. And out of these, only 50,000 they play in circuit A, maybe less than 50,000 who play in circuit A, and only some 5,000 they go for grand slams, and only say about very few, say about 50, who would be making up to Wimbledon, and only exactly 4 they go for semi-finals, only 2 for finals, and only 1 for the World Cup. So when I got this World Cup, that time I did not say, God, why me? So now when this disease is there, why should I say, God, why me? In fact, I say, wow, why not me? Why, instead of why me, try me, wow me, because I have that potentiality, right, to face it bravely. So also, this is the attitude, wow me, which actually enhances our positive thinking. It unlocks our power of positive thinking. And it actually helps us to overcome any disease. It may be corona, it may be any other which may come in future. It will help us because it increases the immunity of our body. So it won't, that disease, that virus won't affect us. Let us remember the frequency of this negativity is very low. And if we raise the frequency of our thoughts, that is, if we start creating positive thoughts inside us, instead of asking questions, if we apply a full stop that everything, whatever is happening for the good. And whatever is going to happen for the best. Whatever happened in the past, that also had a reason, and it was for a good. So if we apply a full stop with these 3 points, that whatever happened in the past was for a good, whatever is happening now, it's happening for a better, and whatever is going to happen in future will be the best. If we apply these full stops in our life, then that is the secret of enhancing our positivity, of using the power of positivity. And then we see miracles happen in our life. And so instead of saying, why me, we apply this full stop, and then we see that, the immunity of our mind increases, our emotional immunity increases, that affects our physical immunity, which also increases, that radiates positive vibrations in the environment, and the immunity of the environment also increases, that also changes and becomes to our favor. So, like that, we see that we protect ourselves from the negativity and we enhance whatever is the positivity inside us. So, if we allow all the negativity to come into our mind, then it would be like, all the water which is there in the sea entering into the ship. And when all the water enters into the ship, what is going to happen? The ship is definitely going to sink. But if the captain of the ship is aware that, how to navigate through all these turbulent waters, is very skillful in that way, he has the control of everything, then no matter whatever the stormy situation may be, he is able to go through that eye of the storm and land, the ship into a peaceful place. So also, the storm is all around, but the eye of the storm is here inside. The spirit, myself, when we dissect from here and here, behind the pituitary gland, near the hypothalamus, is me, I, that spirit, that energy, the positive energy which is here. Let us unlock this by focusing upon this day by day, minute by minute. If there is a negative thought, immediately give it a positive spin. Immediately change your conversation into positive. Accumulate positive words as much as you can. See that, in your mind, in your screen of mind, you only see positivity, positive scenes, positive words, positive conversations, positive feelings, positive emotions, only and only positive and nothing else. If you're determined with that I only want to see positive, I only want to listen positive, I only want to read positive, I only want to think positive, if we are determined, then that will increase our willpower. And with that willpower, we can, you know, actually create miracles in our life. So, in order to invite miracles in our life, in order to make things what we want into a reality, in order to grow into our life into a positive angel rather than into a negative, you know, devil. So, what is required is be your original identity, be who you are, detached from the negative environment. I just, someone shared this incident with me, and when we were all listening to this incident, we were actually laughing at it. And maybe when I share with you, even you would feel like laughing at it. And that is during the lockdown period, there was one case in which the husband told his wife that now that we all are at home, let me do something in the kitchen, you know. So today I'm going to cook in the kitchen and you all sit there and, you will have a taste of what I do. And so he started preparing, and he was saying that, okay, this is what I'm preparing, and you will like it very much. So the wife said, okay, first at least prepare it, and then we will give the name giving ceremony to it. Yeah. So when the wife said that, everybody, started smiling and laughing at that time. And even the husband was actually smiling. Now, when we are listening to this, when we are not a party to it, that situation, and when we are listening to it, okay, we are also smiling at this moment. But there are some others who also shared this experience with me, and they said that this exactly happened in at our home also. But when the wife told this to the husband actually got irritated. And he said, okay, you feel that you can only do everything, I can't do. And all that type of conversation started, and there was that fight and everything, and all the negativity started in the family atmosphere. So in one home, because the husband took it very lightly, so did not take it personally, so everything was okay. But in another home, the same situation, but because the husband took it very, very seriously, very personally, and therefore there was the quarrel and the fight, right? So it again depends upon what type of mindset I am in. If I'm in a mindset of taking it personally, then I create negative thoughts. But if I am in the mindset being detached from that situation, then I smile at my own self also, right? And I smile at others also. So when I'm detached, I can smile. But if I'm attached to a particular image that I have in my mind, and feel that that other person should behave accordingly to what expectation I have, and if they do not behave according to my expectation, then I take it personally, and then all the negativity starts. So, what is the key to unlock the positive thoughts? Is the detachment. Detachment from what? Detachment of this consciousness of the body, that I am something, I can also do something, I also have certain skill set. So having that consciousness of certain skill set, and not having the consciousness of having a positive mindset, then what happens is that instead of unlocking the positivity, we start unlocking the negativity. So, in this unlocking the new normal, let us make unlocking the positive thinking very, very normal. And for that, let us now practice for a few moments. Let us sit straight and let us practice this detachment. And before we start practicing, I'll just do one activity with you. I'm seated on this chair, and I say I'm very much attached to this chair. I'm glued with this chair. My back is glued with the chair. My arms are glued with the arms of the chair. And this chair is also fixed on the ground. Now I say that I am the chair. I'm not Dr. Sunita, I'm the chair. Now I want to move this chair a little, just 1 inch left or right. Maybe if anybody of you are seated on the chair, even you could try that. You get glued to your chair and you say that you are the chair. Right? Maybe I think Prashantji is also seated on a chair and Rameshji is also seated on a chair. Please do that. And now try to move the chair a left or right just 1 inch. Remember, your back is, glued with the back of the chair. Your hands with the hands of the chair. Your legs with the legs of the chair. And you're saying, I am the chair. Now can you move? Just a little. Everything. I'm the chair and I'm stuck with the chair. Is it possible to move? No. But now when you say that you are not the chair, you are Rameshji or Prashantji, I am Dr. Sunita, and I'm not the chair. Right? And now if I want to move the chair, yes, I can. Yes, I can move as much as I want. Why? Because I'm in the consciousness that I'm not the chair, and I'm in the consciousness of who I am. I know who I am. But this chair, does it have any power over us? It does not. But when did it control us? I just wanted to move 1 inch, but I could not move it. Why? Because I said, I am the chair. I came in the consciousness of the chair. I became the chair and I lost the control over the chair. The chair does not have any control over me. But it did control me. I wanted to move a little bit. I could not. It controlled me. When I came into the consciousness that I'm the chair. As soon as I detached myself from the chair, I came into my consciousness. I started using my power over the chair. So also when I'm in the consciousness of this body, the body and the world connected with this body, they start controlling me, my mind. So this mind, which I am inside, in the creator of the thoughts, I start being controlled by this physical body as well as this world outside. But as soon as I detach from this body and I say that I am the creator, I am the mind here who is the creator. I am the intellect here who is the decision maker. I am the sanskar here based on which I create the feelings that I want to create. I create my sansar, my world outside, whatever I want to create. Then automatically I am in my control. Then no fear, no negativity, no anger, no irritation, any other negative can control me. And this is the power of I, the soul, the power of positive thinking. So let's do that now. Let's detach ourselves from our this physical body, and with a smile on our face, let us see ourselves in the center of our forehead, a peaceful being, a star of peace. And this is our power, being at peace. Being angry is not my power. Being at peace is my power. Let's savor this power of being at peace. It's so powerful. That this power of peace inside me is creating that super sensuous joy, the happiness. And I feel so much in abundance, so much contented. And I detach myself from this body, which is like a chair. And I start flying high beyond this body like a bird towards the sky. And beyond the sky, with the help of my intellect, the third eye, I visualize a red sky, a golden red sky. And everywhere around in this golden red sky is so peaceful. And there I visualize the Almighty Authority, the Godfather, who is the ocean of peace. And as I am connected with him under his canopy, in his company, I am colored with his colors of peace. With his color of power, of being positive, of being who I am, my original identity, a very, very happy being, a very, very fortunate being, rich with all values, rooted in my principles of honesty, generosity, And with this powerful thought, when I'm back in this consciousness, in the center of my forehead, and when I see others with these eyes, I start pouring, vibrating, radiating these qualities of love and respect to others, no matter what. Selflessly, continuously, permanently. The more I use these thoughts, the more they grow. And I grow with the power of positivity, moment by moment, in charge of my life, which is full of peace and happiness. Thank you. Om Shanti. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Yeah. There's no questions on the chat box. So if anybody has any questions, I think you can probably come in turns. And Dr. Sunita will answer your questions. I have a question to you, Sunita, before anybody starts. Having said so much about, to understand ourselves, to understand who we are. Who's that? No, I think I can't hear you.
Yes, continue, please.
Yeah, okay. So having said so much about ourselves, to know who we are, to understand ourselves, so that we bring our focus into our consciousness and understand how this consciousness can be moved around based on the environmental effect it has on us, plus within our own self as to how do we protect ourselves from the environment, move away from detach from the environment, and keep the aura around us so that the positivity grows much better. So that is what you've been trying to enforce and bring in that discipline to our own self, so that now my question to you is that, especially during this COVID times, that most of us have been at home, not being able to move around, not being able to meet people.
Yes.
Kind of what we say as negative thoughts coming in, depressions coming in, and things like that. But some of us who have been engaged ourselves in a very positive moment to get ourselves to learn, to get ourselves to interact with people, I don't think many of such people who had been engaging themselves would have had any kind of a negative effect. But many who have been not been able to do it because they're not used to it, they're not able to understand how do they engage themselves, are probably so much filled with negativity around them. It's added to this is that the media, the TV channel, and things like that, which all the time only creates negative thoughts. They only talk about negative things. So to those people, how do you think we should be able to engage them just like the others who are positively engaged? I mean, how do we move away them? If they can't do it themselves, there has to be somebody who could tell them constantly. Possibly that's the only way they can move away from those negative areas. Any thoughts on that, Dr. Sunita?
Yes. See, how much ever we may tell anybody, but the other person also requires to do it, take a step on his own also. It's like you prepare very good food and you keep it in front of me. But if I'm not, you may keep it, somebody may also put it into my mouth, but if I'm not chewing it, then I'm not going to take the benefit of it. So I need to have that desire inside me, the passion, and give it a priority, that positivity is my priority. So those who are able to do it, they are able to do, the reason is because they are giving it a priority, and so they are able to do. You and me, if we are able to do, because we are giving it a priority in our life, that this is positivity is my priority. The others were not able to do because they are not yet given that importance to it. And even if they are realizing the importance, they are not having the energy to do it. The reason being is they are using their energy, they're channelizing their energy only to that which is negative. So if they really want something positive, they have to understand this. They have to be educated and realize that I need to focus on what I want. And it's only with practice that I can do that. It's just like a person who is very weak in a particular subject. You give extra tuitions, right? You appoint a tutor. And even if that tutor is teaching, giving extra time to that student, but if the student himself is yet not doing the homework given by the tutor, then he is not going to get the benefit of the tutor also. So if you are educating, bringing this awareness through these programs, or personally one-to-one, you are in conversation with that person, but then that person himself is also will require on his own to take a step to accept and internalize whatever is being said to him, and work upon it. Because unless we don't take a step to work upon our own self, even God does not help us. God says that God also helps those who help themselves. So, we have to take a step on our own, a step of only one step of courage, that yes, accept it, that yes, I am positive and positivity is my priority. Only one step of courage to accept it. Accept the positivity is there within me, and start loving yourself. And the moment you start doing that, then that flow will begin. The first step is to accept yourself, that you are positive, and your original identity is positive.
Very true. Very true. There's a few questions that has come up in the chat box now. I shall read them. And this is from Saravanan Lingamurthy. He says, in a given situation, how does one get ourselves out of the negative situations? Probably you already answered.
Sorry?
In a given situation, how does one get oneself out of the negative emotions?
How does one get ourselves from a negative emotion?
Yeah.
Right? So whenever there is a negative situation, let us remember that negative scene is what you're seeing with these eyes, right? But do not see that negative scene with your eye of intellect. With the eye of your intellect, make it a determined thought that I only want to see the positivity.
Beautiful.
Every negative situation, every negative storm is coming with a positive gift. And with these eyes, I'm seeing the negative situation. With the inner eye, I need to see that gift.
Very true.
And
Very
then
true.
focus on that gift, and that gift will grow. So whatever you see with your inner eye will grow, and whatever you see with these eyes will automatically, the power will diminish. But if you start seeing with your inner eye, whatever you're seeing with these eyes, then you're focusing on the negativity, and that will grow. Right? So start seeing the positivity even in the negativity, and every negative has something positive in it. Now itself, whoever has asked this question, if you are on Zoom, now itself you have time before we are answering the other people's questions. I request you that whatever scene you are in negative, observing now, start seeing what is the positivity in that, and write down that now itself on the chat. Please do that. You will really like. Thank
I
you.
think, Dr. Sunita ji, what you're trying to say is that one should develop an attitude of shifting from that two eyes to that, the central intelligent eye, so that, they get that practice of seeing things positively. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Should we move to the next question or should we wait for?
Next question.
Okay. Narayanan Ganeshan has said, though we consciously want to live in the present, we always get carried away with the past mishaps and future uncertainties. Now, how does one overcome this?
Yes. So, it's like the crane. When the crane is there in the sea, that crane animal, what is the quality of that animal? It will see that there are small fishes coming, but its target is a big fish. So, in spite of all the small fishes coming, it will let them go. They will not bother it because its target is the big fish. So, it's waiting for that big fish. So, also, all the small things that are interpersonal conflicts, all the negative behaviors of others, and all things, this is not our aim in our life. Our aim has to be something higher than that. So, what is our higher purpose? Set a higher purpose in your life. And then target upon that higher purpose. Focus on that higher purpose only. Automatically, you will be focused on what you want in your life, and all these things will not matter. Thank you. Om Shanti.
There's one question that has come up in the YouTube, which is very interesting. Is there any relation between positive thought and actions, as is saying that positive thoughts lead to positive action? What about the conscious use of words also? I think, in my opinion, the words is something which should be all the time thought about. If you start using the words, positive words, I guess the positive thoughts also starts moving along with it, right? I mean, if you can enlighten that.
Yes, very true. Sometimes, we have to start like from the physical level also. Sometimes you start doing some good action, right? Maybe when you're not feeling good or at low some level, you may start helping someone else in their problem. And when you start helping others, then that goodness and that good vibes from others then help you to be at your good energy because you feel good about helping others, right? So also when you start speaking some good words, you just start speaking loudly that I am fortunate, I am peaceful. And when you start saying that loudly, those words which are very positive, then those vibrations, you are into that vibrations, you are tuned into that vibrations mentally also. And then automatically you start feeling them and then you start thinking also positively. So positive thoughts leads to positive words, and positive words also will, generate positive feelings and lead to positive thoughts. But then we need to be very focused that our intellect is also visualizing what we are saying. That is very important because sometimes what will happen, we are saying very positive, we are trained to say very very nice things because we are having a particular job of being in that, say for air hostess, or maybe someone in the hotels, the restaurants, they are trained to say very nicely good words, welcoming words to the people, because if they are not doing that in that job, they are not going to get a good salary. So because of a good salary that they want, a promotion that they want, and they train themselves to, no matter however the customers behave, but we have to be very nice with them. So they are saying very positive, but their intellect and their mind, they are visualizing something else, right? So then what is going to happen? Then it's only outside level, and then they will wait for a moment, when they come out of this job or something, and they take revenge or do that or whatever it is. So then that power is not there. But the power is there when, along with what we say, our intellect is also visualizing that, we are also feeling that, then there is that power of the positive thought. So that is very important, that we start using our intellect also in whatever positive we are doing and whatever positive we are seeing. Thank you.
Very nice. One more question, very interesting. This is very common with many of us, where we have a second thought or a second consciousness or a second personality, as we call it, which is within ourselves, which counters whatever we think. And this is what they say, it dominates us most of the time. So how do we overcome? I'm sure.
Will you please hold your mic and say, the last words? Yeah.
The last word they say is the second thought is the one which dominates us predominantly most of the time. It could be negative or it could be positive. So I think one you probably can highlight, saying that if it could be positive, then the whole thing becomes positive. Yeah.
So what is the question?
So the question is, how do we overcome this dominating thought, the second thought?
How do we overcome this? Overthinking, dominating thought,
overthinking,
overthinking about some situation.
Correct.
So when we overthink, what we are doing is we are actually leaking out our energy, our positive energy. So if we overthink, in the sense, if you say that there is some situation has happened, say for example, your child is not waking up in the morning to go to school, or nowadays if there is no school also yet, not waking up in time, and then you are trying a lot, making an effort that the child should wake up early and study, right? But the child is not doing that. So then throughout the day you're just thinking about that thing only, that this child is not doing this, and you start complaining, grumbling about this the whole day, then that is overthinking. And in that overthinking, what we are doing is we are actually emphasizing that negative quality of that child. Because whatever we are thinking repeatedly, we are focusing our energy on that, and that is becoming the reality. So we are emphasizing that sanskar in that child. And if we really want to overthink, then overthink the positive. Overthink in the sense, repeatedly think, right? So repeatedly think the positivity that you want in the child. And if you repeatedly think about that thing, then you are emphasizing that positive sanskar in the child and also in yourself. Yes. So let us overthink in the sense, repeatedly think, right?
Very important.
Yeah, repeatedly think what we want in our life, and do not repeatedly think what we do not want in life. So that not to do this and to do this should be very clear for us. What we want and what we do not want, and focus on what we want and do not focus on what we do not want. Thank you.
Do we say in that last line when you said about this, to create strong minds? Do we have to create strong minds?
Yes.
To counter the negative things and only think about positive things? Yeah.
Yes. So strong minds is becoming mentally strong, not becoming strongly mental. Yes. So mentally strong is consciously being aware and choosing consciously positive.
Correct. Now, somebody has asked, is age a question to create this positive thinking?
No.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Age is not a question. In fact, the children, they are always very positive.
Very positive.
But we feed them with negative.
It's a beautiful example what you say.
Yes.
Children are born positive, I would say.
Yes.
It's as we who inject a lot of negative thoughts into them, talk a lot of negative things in front of them.
Yes.
And I've seen many parents being very conscious how they speak in front of the children.
Yes.
So I think you said it very well. I mean, it's by the age that we start creating more negative thoughts than the positive thoughts. I think one has to probably shift very consciously more to positive thoughts as we age more and more, rather than getting into the negative side. Correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, it's
I
more
think we
about
have
awareness.
Yes. Yes.
More about the awareness. And the more we are aware about who we are as a spiritual being, a positive being, the more we will create positive thoughts.
Sunita, I've also heard of something called, this is probably in my middle age times when I've heard something called a concept, a word that was called as auto-suggestion. A word that was predominantly used as auto-suggestion, where it meant that auto-suggestion is telling yourself all the time that, this is what I can do well, this is what I can do better, this is how I should do it, I should not be doing it. The kind of auto-suggestion, I will be able to do it, I will be able to achieve it, the kind of words like that. The way you keep telling yourself that, this is what I can do it. I mean, you are using the word I, where the I is predominantly auto-suggesting itself that this is how it can be done in a more positive sense, in a more positive thought. Do you think that is a good way of going forward, an auto-suggestion?
Yes, auto-suggestion, we can do that before going to sleep at night and create positive thoughts continuously, suggest positive thoughts to yourself, to your subconscious mind. And that before going to night, when you do it, then at night the subconscious mind is actually trained into thinking positive.
Very true, very true, very true. So I think there is no more questions on the chat, and also in the inside the YouTube also. Should we say, should we close this question and answer session now?
One question left on the YouTube, which I just noticed, and that was to Priyanka, madam.
Overthinking.
It is there in the beginning.
Okay.
And it says about the sleeping time is become very negative. Something like that. I don't know what she clearly wants to say about
probably
that. Sleeping time is becoming negative. That means maybe while sleeping, there are very negative thoughts coming. Now, why is it? Because before going to sleep, we are just sleeping with the negative attitude. Whatever we have had throughout the day, I'm very tired and this and that. And therefore, in sleep also, you have those negativity. So before sleeping, it's very essential that we train our subconscious to be positive, give positive thoughts, create positive thoughts, create what you want, and say out those thoughts very loudly. Thank God, express your gratitude for whatever you have, feel the abundance that you have with you, and make it a choice to be very positive. Make it a determined thought that only and only positive thoughts. And unless I'm not in that positive feeling, I'm not going to go to sleep. So create that determination and create those positive thoughts, feel that positivity, and with great peace and positivity and smile, you go relax yourself, connect yourself with God, and you're sleeping on his lap. Write down everything. If at all, still there are negative thoughts, write down it on a piece of paper. Make God as your good friend and write a loving letter to him. Write down everything that you want to let go of, and just close that letter and submit it to him, surrender it to him. And then you'll find yourself very light, very relaxed, and then you go to sleep on his lap. Almighty is there with you. You are safe under his canopy, and you're very well protected, and he is there to take care of you. You'll feel so relaxed, and you'll feel that you have a very sound sleep, and you'll be very fresh when you wake up in the morning. So please do this. Thank you.
Sunita ji, before I close, I just thought I'll share with you. I have a habit of writing my diary every day for so many years, right? Where I write the events that has happened. And at the end of the day, I understand what are the events that went bad, what are the events that went good. So if it went bad, I try and understand how could I have done it better? How could the conversation could have gone better? So with that, I express my gratitude for the day. This is what I've done because of these supports that I had. And this is what I didn't do well. And how could I do it better tomorrow if I were to face a situation? A lot of thoughts that you gave today, Sunita ji, was very helpful. I'm sure Our Secretary Krishna Kumar is around. He would probably have few words to say and express his gratitude towards you on behalf of all of us and close the session. Over to you, Krishna Kumar.
Yes, thank you. And Rameshji, if you connect yourself with God also before going to sleep, I think you might be doing that also.
Definitely, I will do it, Sunita. Thank you
Yes.
for that wonderful suggestion.
So that will actually escalate your process of positivity.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been very nice of you to be this evening with us. And the long invitation that we had for you really materialized today. Yeah, thank you so much for it. Krishna Kumar, are you there?
Thanks. And please stay tuned
Yeah,
to our
definitely.
next live session on 15th. There is going to be a live session on my YouTube channel, and that will be on self-motivation, the key to success, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it will be highly appreciable if you all can please stay tuned for that live session also. I'm just sending you the link on the chat.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Krishna Kumar, are you there?
So thank you very much, all of you.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you to make it a successful program.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Krishna Kumar, would you come in?